بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأزكى التسليم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to the Fiqh class. We will continue inshallah the discussion of the book of fasting. And we discussed earlier the issue of traveling while fasting. Now we said, according to the majority of scholars, you are allowed to break your fast, but also you have the option to fast during Ramadan. You are allowed to fast and you are allowed to break your fast during Ramadan. Let's say you traveled on the 10th of Sha'ban and you did not finish traveling until it became Ramadan. So it's your option. But what if you started Ramadan in your own locality, in your own place? Can you travel in the middle of Ramadan? Sure, right?
You should avoid. But if you have to, then
You should avoid. Why you should avoid?
Because you want the benefit of getting all of Ramadan back.
But you're a traveler, you're exempt.
Yeah, but if you would have avoided the travel, it's better to do Ramadan.
Why not? What's the issue?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
I say seek the bounty.
Seek the bounty. So before Ramadan, 2 days before Ramadan, you travel. You roam the earth, so you won't fast.
Ramadan is the best month of the year.
have to make it up.
You can get benefit.
You have to make it up, but you make it up within the 11 months instead of Ramadan. Well, again, go back to the evidences. What does Allah say in the Quran? فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ what? Whoever sees or witnesses the month, then he should do what? Fast. This is a command, so you fast. What does that mean? If you traveled, you will break your fast. So, do you travel?
Yes.
No.
How? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْ. That means if he was on a journey or sick, so you already started before Ramadan. And that's why scholars did not disagree. If you started before Ramadan, you continue. But to initiate the traveling after Ramadan started, the Zahirites said you cannot. While the majority of scholars, including the 4 Imams, said you can. Again, why Zahirites said you cannot? Because the ayah is clear, says, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْ. He who witnesses the month, you see the moon, you should fast. If you'll travel, you'll break your fast, so don't travel. Okay? The next issue. Passing out. Losing consciousness. Becoming unconscious. What's the ruling?
About fasting?
Yeah,
You still fast.
I know. Does it count or not?
Does it invalidate the fasting?
Someone passed out at 1 p.m. and there is still 6 hours to break the fast. Does the fast count or not? You understand the issue?
Okay, when does he wake up?
Okay. The time is from dawn to dusk, from dawn to sunset. He started the day fasting. At 10 a.m., he started having some issues. At 1 p.m., he passed out. He woke up again, he gained consciousness at 6 p.m., 2 minutes before breaking the fast. He did not eat anything. Does his fast count or not?
Yes. He's had a long nap. His body's still suffering from the...
No.
No, see? You have to,
Alright.
why not?
He's not conscious of his ibadah.
He's not conscious of his ibadah.
So then you can say
So-
sleeping.
So he makes up that day?
Uh,
What do you say then, according to this man? Let's retract, let's go back a little bit. What about the crazy? Someone lost it, just lost it. He lost like big chunk of money and he became like crazy and he took medication. He went to the psychotherapy for 10 days of Ramadan, and the psychologist said that he is not regular person, he is not normal person, he has disorder. After 10 days, he gained again consciousness. So the psychologist said, now, yes, he understands what you tell him. What will happen for those 10 days?
He doesn't do fast, he's excused.
He's crazy, he doesn't even know. But after Ramadan, does he make up those days or not?
Yes.
No?
It depends.
No.
If you apply the qiyas of the menstruating woman, then you have to. He has to make it.
Is he compared to menstruating woman?
Oh, he's crazy.
He's a crazy.
He's not mukallaf.
He's not mukallaf. So what's the meaning of not mukallaf? The ithm is not there, the burden, or the command itself is not there. If you say the command itself is not there, then he doesn't even have to make it up. That's it. What about the passing out? The person who loses consciousness.
If you compare to the sleep, then he has to fast.
Is he sleeping or he is similar to the crazy?
No, it's sleeping you have control. Whoa. You slept voluntarily. That's different.
Sleeping is different. And that's what the majority of scholars say. Passing out is losing consciousness. It is similar to craziness. But scholars differed. If it was for part of the day, then he makes it up. But if it was for the entire day, he is not mukallaf. Read this issue in the book and look at the details for it, because we have 3 opinions. Okay? The next issue we have is making up the days of the fast. Let's say you have 7 days. You have 7 days. Do you have to make them up consecutively?
No.
Or you can choose 7 months and 1 day every month?
Yes, that's fine. Until next Ramadan.
That's fine. Well, the Ramadan, you fast 1 day and you break your fast 7 days, or they are consecutive days that you fast?
But that's a month. Shahr Ramadan. It's 1
Yeah,
month.
that's 1 month. Yeah. And you fasted continuously. But the last 7 days you did not fast. Do you have to make them up continuously?
No.
No? Why not?
You have to have an evidence that you have to do continuously.
You have to have an evidence. There is an evidence. There is an abrogated ayah. It was written in the Mus'haf of Ibn Mas'ud. فَصِيَامُ ثَلَاثَةِ أَيَّامٍ مُتَتَابِعَاتٍ. That was for the kaffara. It is not for fasting. So isn't it the same as long as it is fasting? Regarding the kaffara siyam, yameen, when you take an oath and you break that oath, and you could not feed, you could not free a slave, you fast 3 days. These 3 days came in one narration, mutatabi'at, continuously. So do you make the analogy of the kaffara on the fasting or not? Again, the majority of scholars say, no. You don't have to fast them consecutively. You just make them up. Make up those days anytime you want.
In the whole year, or
Yeah, before Ramadan. What if you did not? You waited and waited and waited until Sha'ban, and in Sha'ban you got sick, you were unable to fast. And Ramadan came. You have 7 days to fast and you did not fast them. What do?
You're not blameworthy. You're not blameworthy.
You're not blameworthy. Why?
You said
You're blameworthy, of course.
You delayed it until next Ramadan.
You can do it next.
we're not fortune
After
tellers.
Ramadan.
You can do it after Ramadan, and then after Ramadan you did the same. You delayed it, so on and so forth until the next Ramadan came. Now 2 Ramadans.
You cannot control your future.
You don't.
No one told you to control your future, but
That's like, no, I don't know.
It's a debt owed.
it is a debt, right?
It has a period of
It has a period, which was 1 year, and you did not pay it off. Shouldn't you be charged?
Interest?
There is halal riba here. There is interest. You have to pay the kaffara. This is agreed by scholars. You have to pay the kaffara. Okay? What is the kaffara?
Feeding one person.
Hmm?
Feeding one person.
What do you feed him?
One meal.
One meal. One meal. According to me, one meal costs $200.
I won't feed you shit.
According to someone else, one meal costs $2. So which one?
I go for the
According to yourself, because you're paying for the poor.
It's by the order.
By the urf of what?
Of yourself. Because you're paying for poor people. You're not
Yeah, you're paying for, what do you pay? One meal?
Happy meal.
One meal?
Yeah, one of your meals.
Who said one meal? Says who? What's the evidence? You pay one mud. What is the mud? This is the mud. 1/4 of what? A quarter of a sa'. That's the mud. Which is average meal, because that's the average what people eat. Averagely. Nowadays we eat more, but this is the average. That's the meal. So if you did not fast for 10 days and you delayed that fasting, you have to make up and you have to feed 10 people.
It has to be 10 days minimum.
What do you mean?
If you didn't fast 10 days or you didn't even fast for 1 day.
For each day, how much you pay? One mud.
1 day, 1 day.
Okay.
But does the issue of giving the cash?
What about on behalf of others? Your wife became pregnant. She delivered the baby. While she was pregnant, she did not fast, of course. She delivered the baby. She's nursing. So the next Ramadan came. And now 2 Ramadans she did not fast. She could not. She's excused. Then she, by the time she wanted to make up the fast, she got pregnant again. She delivered. She was nursing. And these another 2 Ramadans. Now how many Ramadans?
3.
4. One Ramadan she was pregnant. The next Ramadan she was nursing. The 3rd Ramadan, pregnant. The 4th Ramadan, nursing. After that she passed away.
You can't pay for that.
So do you fast on her behalf? She is your wife. You love her. You
Yes.
120 days. 120 days of fasting. What do you do with them?
Individual obligation, not
If we can't wash her,
Zawja.
if we say that we can't wash her when she's there because I think Hanafi says that they're divorced.
Hmm?
They're divorced, then why would she have to fast? Some say that when she dies, he can't even wash her.
You can wash her. Didn't the Prophet ﷺ say to Aisha radiallahu anha, if you die, I will wash you and bury you?
Now he wants to.
It's not for the Zawja, Sheikh.
Yeah, according to others than the Hanafi. What do you do?
You can pay the kafara for it.
You can pay the kafara. Says who?
This is
It's her obligation.
you can't pray.
Says the
It's her. Do you pray on her behalf if she did not? No. So what about fasting?
But it's,
Can you use that analogy with the Hajj?
yeah, with that.
Like the Hajj, somebody died.
Why use the analogy when you have the text? Didn't the Prophet ﷺ say, "Man mata wa alayhi siyam sama anhu waliyuh"? He who dies while he owes fasting, his guardian or the one who is responsible or the heir fasts on his behalf. So would you do that, or you tell her parents she was your daughter, so you fast on her behalf?
That's a good.
Okay, the sunnah actually is to fast on behalf of someone who did not fast. But do you pay if you choose not to fast? Some scholars said no, it is fasting. Others said yes, you can. But the correct opinion that fasting on behalf of someone is permissible. Other scholars said no, unless it is a vow. If it is a vow, then yes, because the vow has to be fulfilled. Yufuna bin nadhr. So we have 3 opinions. One opinion, you fast on behalf of the deceased, and that's the correct opinion according to the Sunnah of the Messenger ﷺ. Another opinion, no. Just like prayer, you don't pray on behalf of others. Third opinion, you don't fast unless it is a vow. It has to be fulfilled. So we have 3 opinions. The pregnant woman and the wet nurse, the nursing mother. What is their obligation? She did not fast. Why? Due to pregnancy or due to breastfeeding. So what do you do? What should they do after Ramadan? They make up the fast. Not paying the kafara? Do they make up the fast or they pay the kafara? Or both?
You make up the days first.
You make up the days first. Why?
No, they make up the days, you don't pay kafara.
You don't pay kafara. You make up the days. Why?
Would you extend the ruling for the traveler and the sick?
What's the ruling for the sick?
5 different, yeah.
You make up the days. What about the old man, if he's too old? Why this woman did not fast? Is it because of her or because of the baby? If she were to fast, she's able to fast, but because of the baby. So, do you compare her to the old man or to the traveler, to the sick?
She has an ability, so the traveler. She has an ability. The old man doesn't have the ability to, so you say the traveler. She has an ability to fast.
She has the ability to fast.
She's protecting the child. The old man can't do it at all.
The old man cannot do it at all.
To the traveler.
If she's closer to the traveler, then what?
And she makes up the days.
She makes up the days. We have four opinions. 4 opinions. First opinion, she has to do both. Both. Because she is similar to this person and she is similar to that person. And each one of them has different ruling, so both rulings applied. Fasting and making up the days and paying the kafara. This is one opinion. Another opinion says she only makes up the days. That's what she missed. She missed the days, she makes them up. A third opinion says she pays the kafara only. Because she is able to fast and she did that for the sake of the child. She did not choose not to fast. So she is like the old man, she pays only the kafara. Fourth opinion distinguishes between the wet nurse and the pregnant woman. The pregnant woman makes up the fast only, while the wet nurse, she does both. See how many opinions? 4. Which one is stronger?
Make up the fast.
Make up the fast. Again, it could be 6 months in 6 years in a row. 3 kids. 1 kid, she was pregnant. This is one Ramadan. The next Ramadan, she is nursing. The 3rd Ramadan, she got pregnant again. The 4th Ramadan, she is nursing. 5th Ramadan, she got pregnant. 6th Ramadan, she is nursing. How many Ramadans? 6. 6 times 30. 180 days. Out of 350 days. That's what? Over a third. So every 3 days she is fasting 1 day.
No. Wait a minute. So you're saying that she has to make up all 6 of those years in 1 year? All 6?
Then what?
Ramadan?
Then what?
She should have 6 years to do that too.
6 years.
Yeah, it's so unfair. Islam is an easy religion. You have to give them easy fatwa. Otherwise,
She had the excuse. Now, does she have an excuse?
every 3 days?
Yeah.
If it is within her ability, she fasts.
What if she could not?
Then she pays the kafara.
And she doesn't make up the days?
Because one is for the other. Kafara is for the first.
What about delaying? Didn't we say that the majority of scholars said when you delay fasting after the time of obligation, you pay?
Yeah, but she hadn't the choice. She didn't delay because of negligence, but because of the need of the child. And she was
What if it became 8 months of Ramadan? Add the 4th child. Now you have 8 months. 8 times 30, that is what? 240 days. So out of 7 days a week, she breaks her fast 2 days and she is fasting. she's working from Monday through Friday, she is fasting, and Saturday and Sunday off. Then Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday off.
So what she can, what she couldn't do, she pays kafara.
What's the evidence? Again, all this needs evidences. It's not easy to say, oh, Islam is an easy religion. That's all. Okay? Try to apply analogy based on evidences that are in the ayah. What about the old man who cannot fast? He's getting older and older. Does he pay the kafara?
Yeah.
Why?
He's like the sick.
He cannot fast. He's not a sick. Sick could be cured and could make up those days. He's old man. He will never be able to fast. Every year he's getting older and older.
From the ayat of the Surah Al-Baqarah.
Hmm?
In Surah Al-Baqarah,
In Surah Al-Baqarah, what does it say?
if you are unable to do any kafara.
Hmm? There are two opinions. One opinion says he pays the kafara. Another opinion says he doesn't do anything. He doesn't have to do anything. Why? The pen is lifted on him. The burden is according to the ability. If you are able to do that act, you are liable. But if you are unable, then you're just like the crazy and the child. You're unable, so you don't do anything. Which one do you think? First, second. Good.
What if he is unable to feed, if it's the first opinion? He doesn't have-
If he is poor,
If he is poor.
Then it becomes two again.
breaking the fast deliberately. Now, someone who's able to fast, he's not sick, he's not traveler, he's not old. He's able to fast and he chooses not to fast.
Chooses not to fast, or he breaks his fast.
Yeah, he says, I know, you know what, man, fasting is one of the pillars of Islam and it is good. I know it is bad to break the fast, but you know what, I can't.
It's fine, he
And-
doesn't have to do anything.
He doesn't have to do anything, right?
Yes, very strong.
Strong kafara. How strong it is. What if he repented at the end of the month and he said, you know what, I think I was wrong. Does he make up those days?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes? Why?
He should do it at the first place, but he should, if he has
Just
not,
like
then
the
he
salah.
needs to make it up.
The one who,
Yeah, do you make up the salah if you miss it deliberately?
right, there was a,
Yeah, he tries.
You try.
they say that if the one who's sleeping had an excuse to make it up, then it's more of it's more right that he.
Well, the one who sleeps and he makes it up, he had an excuse.
Right.
This one does not have an excuse. So is the analogy valid at the first place?
No, I was saying that they say because he left it deliberately, it's more right that he makes it up. That's what we learned in the Salah. So it's the same thing here.
Yeah, he has to.
Does he pay the kafara? What kafara? You said strong, just like the sexual intercourse kafara.
No.
So on every day he fasts 60 days.
He doesn't do anything.
This relates again to the illah. What's the cause of the kafara in the sexual activity? Is it that act itself, or it is breaking the sanctuary of Ramadan, violating that month of Ramadan? Some scholars said he pays the kafara. Others said no, he doesn't pay the kafara. Abu Hanifa and Malik rahimahumullah said there is the kafara in addition to make up the fast. You have to fast that day that you broke, and at the same time, if you are able to free a man, you have to free a man, slave. If you cannot free a slave, you have to fast 60 days. If you could not, then you feed 60 people on every day that you broke.
So they extend the ruling of the sexual intercourse?
Yes.
Can you go back for 1 second?
No, I cannot. Okay, next issue. The intimate relation. What's the ruling if someone had this relation in Ramadan?
He has to make it up and he has to pay kafara.
What if he forgot?
Forgot what?
He did not know it is Ramadan.
How can you know what's Ramadan?
It could happen, especially the first or second day of Ramadan. You just forgot. You came to the house and you were taken by the action and so on and so forth. And
the hardest days to fast.
Is this Sheikh considered a gift from Allah?
is it like food and drink?
Good question.
Okay. Is it like food and drink? This is the question. Does it necessitate anything? You again go back to the illah, the effective cause. When you try to polish the effective cause, does it mean deliberately or it includes forgetfulness? What do you do if this happened? Someone came to you and told you you studied at AREES, you studied the book of Siyam, and this is what happened. I totally forgot. It is Ramadan. It's okay, what? He just goes on. Just like if he ate and drank. He just moves on.
He has to make up the fast.
The fast. So it invalidates the fast. Why? Why it invalidates the fast?
You should have really forgotten.
Yeah. Is it like eating and drinking?
Yeah, it is.
Come on.
Why? Come on.
They're eating and drinking.
Because
There
two
is no
people have to
difference
forget.
in
I mean,
intercourse.
What?
two people will have to forget together.
Yeah, it's possible. Again, they were taken by the action. You know, love when it is fresh and...
That means they didn't forget.
Even if they forget, it's still a fast.
He fasts, he continued. But he doesn't know what to do now.
Tell him go ahead and eat because it's not done.
Go ahead and eat.
Say
Why?
it's not happened.
Why it is...
Both can't forget.
Why it is... Why go ahead and eat and drink?
Because it's over. His fast is over.
So why when you eat and drink, you don't go ahead and you continue? It is over.
It's because there's no evidence like there is that.
No, there is.
Is gone too.
The evidence where the Prophet ﷺ said that
No,
if you forget and you drink and you eat or drink, it's
If you forget and drink and eat, is it related to forgetfulness only or it is related to food and drink only? Because if you say food and drink, that means if you forgot and you swallowed dust, then your fast is not acceptable. If you say anything comes to the mouth, because that's not food and drink. If you say it is forgetfulness, any act breaks the fast out of forgetfulness does not invalidate the fast. Why you specify this thing and you say no, go ahead now, your siyam is invalid?
Yeah, it's like food and water, I guess.
You backed off, you took...
Yeah, he's newly married, don't listen.
No, but there is an incident in time of Rasul
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, yeah.
One of the Sahabi, he had relation with Ramadan.
He had, but he had and he knew.
If he did it deliberately or forgetful.
He knew that it is Ramadan. While this person forgot. Fine, what about the one who does it deliberately?
He pays the kafara.
He has to pay the kafara.
And he has to make it.
And he has to make it. What about the woman?
The same thing.
Hmm?
Not woman.
if she
Not
was
necessarily.
Unless she's
her husband
forced.
forced then.
Unless she's forced.
She's not forced, but she did not want it. And once it happened, she said, fine, whatever.
I mean, the hadith Prophet never said about the woman when she had.
Exactly. The hadith never mentions the woman. So what's the ruling?
That's the
In
question.
The
general,
command of Allah
Okay,
both
the woman knows there is nothing, so she comes and she entices the man and she seduces him and she says, go ahead, all doors are open, and then she doesn't do anything.
And she's
So-
nursing, so she's not even fasting.
So is the kafara on both or only on the man?
both. Because the command for fasting is on both.
Why the command of fasting on both? The command of fasting on both, but who broke this? Now, we have the hadith. The man came to the Messenger ﷺ. Did the Prophet ﷺ ever ask him about the woman?
No.
Did he ask him about the woman? He did not ask him whether she went on with you or were she happy with it. So, does it break the fast or not? Does she have to pay the kafara or not? Again, difference of opinions. Of course, they all agreed if she was forced, then she doesn't pay the kafara. But what if she was not? Did the hadith mention her? No. So what does that mean?
Doesn't mean that he mentioned it.
There's no need. Why?
Because in general, all the rulings that apply for men apply for women.
In general, all rulings applied for men applied for women?
When he has stated that my wife and I did it together, that's maybe he left it
No,
out there.
the act is I did it with my wife. So it's not we did it both. Yes, eventually they did it both, but he told the Messenger ﷺ that I did it. And since they did it both, it is better to say both of you instead of one, because you may think that it is only him. Okay, that's enough. We will stop here inshallah. هذا وصلى الله وسلم على محمد وصحبه